At the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, California Governor Gavin Newsom delivered an explosive message to world leaders: stop groveling to Donald Trump. He should have brought a bunch of knee pads for all the world leaders, Newsom told reporters. It's just pathetic. He called Trump a T-Rex who either mates with you or devours you, and urged Europeans to wake up and stop with this bullshit diplomacy. The confrontation came as Trump threatened 8 NATO allies with massive tariffs over Greenland, and as European leaders debated how to respond. Newsom's message was blunt: traditional diplomacy won't work. Punch him in the face, Newsom said. He backs down when he's punched in the face. Tonight we examine Newsom's extraordinary Davos appearance, how European leaders responded, and what this reveals about America's standing in the world 1 year into Trump's second term. Let's start with exactly what Newsom said Tuesday at the World Economic Forum. Speaking to reporters in the entrance hall, Newsom didn't hold back. People are rolling over. I should have brought a bunch of knee pads for all the world leaders, he said. It's just pathetic. He referenced Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado re-gifting her Nobel Peace Prize to Trump last week, calling the behavior embarrassing. Stop being complicit. It's time to stand tall and firm, have a backbone, Newsom urged. I've seen this in the United States, this supine Congress, playing both sides, saying one thing in a text or tweet and another publicly. It's time to have principle. Then Newsom deployed his now famous T-Rex metaphor. Diplomacy with Donald Trump? He's a T-Rex. You mate with him or he devours you, one or the other. He continued with profanity-laced frustration. Wake up! Where the hell has everybody been? Stop with this bullshit diplomacy of sort of niceties and somehow we're all going to figure it out, saying one thing privately and another publicly. Have some spine, some goddamn backbone. Newsom told reporters he can't take this complicity and said world leaders look pathetic on the world stage. At least from an American perspective, it's embarrassing. He was even more direct with Euronews, urging Europeans to develop a backbone and punch him in the face. He's good at exploiting weaknesses, but he backs down when he's punched in the face, Newsom explained. You can't play all sides. Enough of the niceties. Stop trying to appease him. Fight fire with fire. Newsom dismissed Trump's Greenland push as madness, but predicted Trump wouldn't try to seize it militarily. The Europeans should decide for themselves what to do, but one thing they can't do is what they've been doing. They've been played. This guy is playing folks for fools. Think about what just happened. A sitting American governor is at a global economic forum telling foreign leaders that the President of the United States is weak, exploitive, and will back down if confronted. That's extraordinary.
Newsom's outbursts came against the backdrop of Trump's escalating Greenland campaign. Trump has declared acquiring Greenland imperative for U.S. national security. He's refused to rule out using military force to take it, and he's threatening 8 NATO allies: Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, the UK, the Netherlands, and Finland with tariffs if they don't get out of his way. The tariffs start at 10% on February 1st if no deal is reached. They increase to 25% on June 1st if there's still no deal. Trump has also refused to rule out leaving NATO entirely to pursue Greenland. At his 1-year anniversary press conference Tuesday, Trump said no person or president has done more for NATO than himself. If I didn't come along, there would be no NATO right now. This is creating a genuine crisis in transatlantic relations. European leaders are trying to figure out how to respond to a U.S. president who's threatening NATO allies with tariffs and potentially military action to seize territory belonging to another NATO member. The traditional diplomatic approach would be quiet negotiations, reassurances, and working through channels. But Newsom is arguing that approach has failed. "I can't take this complicity, people rolling over," he said. He joked that he should have brought the knee pads his political action committee sells, marketed as "for all your groveling to Trump needs," and handed them out to European leaders. Interestingly, some European leaders appeared to take Newsom's advice. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen didn't mention Trump by name, but her message was clear. "Recent chaotic events," she said, "underline the need for a new form of European independence." "Nostalgia will not bring back the old order," von der Leyen warned. She also addressed Trump's tariff threats directly. The proposed additional tariffs are a mistake, especially between long-standing allies. The European Union and the United States have agreed to a trade deal last July, and in politics, as in business, a deal is a deal. French President Emmanuel Macron, wearing mirrored sunglasses throughout his speech due to a burst blood vessel in his eye, went further. He appeared to follow Newsom's playbook by calling out Trump's strategy directly. "We do prefer respect to bullies, we do prefer science to politicism, and we do prefer rule of law to brutality," Macron said. He warned that conflict has become normalized, and we're in a world where the only law that seems to matter is that of the strongest. "This is a shift towards a world without effective collective governance," Macron continued. "It's clearly a very concerning time because we're killing the structure where we can fix the situation and the common challenges we have without collective governance." Think about what Macron just said. The structures of global cooperation are being deliberately destroyed, and the world is reverting to law of the strongest. That's a devastating critique of Trumpism from America's oldest ally. Trump didn't take Newsom's Davos appearance lightly. At his one-year anniversary press conference Tuesday, Trump mentioned Newsom twice. "He's awful," Trump said. "California is a failed state. If Newsom was president, this country would be like Venezuela." White House spokesperson Kush Desai told The Hill, "Gavin Newsom should stop undermining the United States on the world stage and start fixing his own broken state back home." But Newsom's criticism is resonating beyond progressive circles. The traditional norm in American politics, as political analyst Mark Sandalow noted, is that debates on foreign policy end at the water's edge, meaning you criticize the president at home, but you never go overseas to criticize your own president. Sandalow also noted, "It has historically also been the case that a president would never threaten to attack a NATO ally." In other words, both Newsom and Trump are breaking norms. The question is whose norm breaking is more justified. Newsom's argument is essentially when the president is threatening allies with tariffs and military force, when he's demanding other countries hand over territory, when he's undermining NATO, traditional diplomatic niceties become complicity. Newsom's Davos appearance isn't just about criticizing Trump. It's about positioning himself as a Democratic alternative. Newsom is widely viewed as a 2028 presidential contender. His political action committee, Campaign for Democracy, is raising money and building infrastructure. The knee pads he joked about bringing to Davos? His PAC actually sells them for $16, with the tagline, "For all your groveling to Trump needs." At Davos, Newsom was officially there to promote California as a stable, clean energy market, touting 2.5 million EV sales. But his real mission was positioning himself as a Democratic government in exile, as Esquire put it, offering an alternative vision of American leadership. Newsom told reporters he, Trump, thrives on finding vulnerabilities and weakness, and he exploits them, and he'll come back over and over and over again. What he doesn't respond well to, and what is effective, is strength. This is Newsom's pitch. "I understand Trump in ways other Democrats don't. I know how to fight him, and I'm willing to confront him on the world stage when necessary."
His Davos appearance generated massive media coverage, far more than if he'd just given a speech about California's EV market. Mission accomplished. But it's also politically risky. Republicans will use it against him, claiming he undermined America abroad. Some Democrats may worry it makes Trump look stronger by treating him as such a threat. Newsom's Davos confrontation reveals deeper tensions about America's role in the world. For 75 years, the U.S. has led a liberal international order based on alliances, institutions, and rules. NATO, the World Trade Organization, the United Nations, international law, these were American creations, designed to prevent great power conflict and promote American values. Trump is systematically dismantling that order. He views alliances as protection rackets, international institutions as constraints on American power, and rules as things that apply to other countries but not the United States. His Greenland campaign epitomizes this approach. He's threatening military force and economic coercion against allies to acquire territory. He's openly discussing leaving NATO if it serves his purposes. He's treating Denmark, a founding NATO member and democratic ally, the way a strong man treats a weaker neighbor. European leaders face an impossible choice. If they accommodate Trump's demands, they validate his approach and encourage more aggression. If they resist, they risk tariffs, broken alliances, and potential U.S. withdrawal from European security. Newsom is arguing they should resist because accommodating Trump only makes him more aggressive. He backs down when he's punched in the face, Newsom insists. But European leaders aren't sure that's true. They remember Trump's first term, when he routinely threatened to leave NATO and demanded European countries pay more for defense. They're trying to avoid a complete rupture in transatlantic relations. So where does this go from here? Trump was scheduled to arrive at Davos Tuesday evening. He'll meet with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte and other leaders. But Trump warned there's no going back on his Greenland plan. The February 1st tariff deadline is approaching. European leaders need to decide whether they'll cave to Trump's demands, prepare retaliatory measures, or try to negotiate some face-saving compromise. Newsom will formally address Davos Thursday before returning to California. His speech will likely reinforce the message that Europe needs to stand firm against Trump's bullying. Meanwhile, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick was at Davos making Trump's case. Globalization has failed the West and the United States of America. It's a failed policy. It is what the WEF has stood for. He predicted the Greenland kerfuffle would eventually be resolved through dialogue. When America shines, the world shines, Lutnick insisted. But European leaders aren't convinced America is shining right now. They're watching a U.S. president threaten allies, demand territory, and undermine the very institutions America built.